Hi and welcome. This is I'm Mary Beth. I'm president of the Pastel Society again. And then we welcome you to our wonderful member show closing ceremony. I kind of think this was a good idea because we have to come get our paintings, so we gather and have a nice meeting. It's great. We welcome you to our famous artist demo today, Christina Davis. Christina lives in West Scarborough.
Yeah.
And has been painting for many years, has been a member for many years.
Probably 6, maybe?
6 years.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Christina
We'll say 6.
did a great job putting together the juried open international show in the fall. Thank you again.
Oh, thank you.
And has won, I don't know how many awards for her pastel paintings. So we thought she was a great fit for a demo today. Thank you.
Yeah, I was kind of honored about being asked. I'm not, that great at thinking about doing a demo in front of people. But
so today
that's
is your
okay.
practice day. Practice day.
Because right.
Thank
like
you.
with anything,
Go ahead.
it's an experience, right?
So I think Christina will demonstrate. She'll have a few things to say and willing to answer questions.
Of course, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
Even while I'm
For
working.
everything, I have to apologize.
No.
I was going to introduce her.
Great. I'll let you do it.
Time goes by quick. No problem.
I got caught up.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes.
No worries.
Well, we have to make changes because of the weather. And Lynn, who was supposed to do the demo, is in Florida now. And graciously, Christina offered, after we asked her, to do the demo for us. And, just in looking at her paintings with her strokes, her colors, she has her own voice. And we're so glad that she's able to do this for us here. And she's very humble as well. And so you can see she graduated in 1990 from 1987 from the Portland School of Art. And then in 1990, Texas Tech University for master coursework in painting and jewelry. And she's been working in jewelry, oils, acrylics, but it wasn't till 2016 that you took a class with Jacob Aguiar, and that really made a difference for her. So like one person can make a difference, and then she started to go with the pastels, and it's like the colors, and that's what you see. She found her voice with that, although she's still doing oils and acrylics. And then she kind of found her own way, and that's what we all do. These are great in here, and we all have our own voice, and you can say, hey, I know that person, by just the way that they do it. So she's been also with the Pastel Society of Maine as a co-chair for the international shows as well for 3 years. And she's been dealing with the Denver Pastel Society, Colorado, she was also in a couple of the shows with the Pastel Society of America, and she's an associate signature member as well. And so she's,
Thank you.
and you've done
You've
a lot
covered
with
it.
this. But anyways, I'm sorry I'm late.
Yeah. No,
But I'm so glad that you're here.
Thank you,
So,
Claudette.
yeah, and you can share some of those
Thank you.
things.
Yeah, we'll
Thank
give it
you.
a go and see how far I get with it. And
It's a lot, so. Alright, so that's sort of like a basis, and then just one of these, find that color that I liked. I think it's pretty over here. It's okay. So So now I just went to like a darker kind of color here, like a blue, because I'm just in love with the streak. Not that I know, I mean, it may or may not work in the piece, but I really want it in there. So.
Christina, what pastel are you using?
Oh, a new pastel, the hard
Pastels,
ones?
yeah.
Yeah, yep, the hard pastel. And I'm going to find, oh, not that one. The green. So these are the softer pastels, and I'm just kind of getting a feel for where I'm going to put some of these color changes down below. And move some of them probably up in here, just to see what that does. So that'll kind of make its own color, I think.
Again with the alcohol?
Yeah, why
Okay.
not?
And what's your reason for the alcohol at this point?
To move the darks around to get it to blend. Yeah, I'm gonna find this area too. And there's something about it too when it blends. It's just really rich. I like that feeling. You can get some of that back up. You can get a little bit of dark here. It's kind of pooling. Yeah, it needs to dry a little bit. It's hard when you want to go fast and then you realize you gotta wait.
It looks really good from back here.
So it's this color, which isn't quite dark enough.
Did you choose, excuse me, did you choose your colors before you embarked on this?
I kind of did, yeah. I had a lot of them in this little thing already. And then what I did was to just kind of, before I started this, just pick through them again, because you can see I left a pile there. So I just picked through them again, just to, fix There's something about blue anyway. Blues are just so lovely. It's pretty blue.
And the energy. Got a lot of energy.
So I could use this. This is great. These little things are wonderful too.
Is that insulation?
Yeah,
Pipe
insulation. Sometimes that gives it a nice glow.
Sorry, could you talk about that a little bit? Installation?
Yeah, it's pipe insulation.
Yeah, you go to Home Depot.
Oh, that's right.
We got all different sizes of the house.
Cut 'em up.
Landing tool.
You guys comment.
You did. Thanks.
Christina, are you primarily kind of blending colors?
Yeah.
With that insulation?
Yeah, I'm just blending it to see what it kind of looks like.
Could you show us the insulation?
Oh, yeah, sorry. This is really beat up, but a new one would look a lot better. And it would be black looking. So it just, yeah, it has a seam in it where you would put, over a pipe, so, yeah. And then I just cut it.
It's cheap too.
So the nice thing about it is it doesn't scrape the pastel off.
Right.
It pushes it together more.
Wonder who discovered that? Terry Ludwig was in, he had people in his class, and that person brought it up.
Wow.
So it's
Wow.
been passed on for years.
Good.
Yeah. I didn't know that. That's great. So yeah, I mean, lots of times, like, I find myself doing like a really intricate little underpainting.
Speak up a little more.
Oh, sorry. Sometimes I want to do like more of an intricate like underpainting or something, because you can make it warm and then change and put your cools over it, and that's nice too to do. And I do work that way, but for this I just thought, well, sometimes I can see it that it might be like a step that I don't really need. It might be a step that I do need, but I just felt like, okay, well, I'm gonna try it without, because if it's a scene that has, I think, a lot of like going on in it, then I might do that, so I don't get too lost. Like if it's a scene that has like descriptive things in it or something, I tell myself, oh yeah, that needs a nice, underpainting. So you have your control, or you think you're in control, but when it comes to a sky, the reason I like them so much is because you can lose all that feeling like you have to have it to be a certain way, you can play with it. I don't know, it seems like you can play with it more or something. I'm sure it's all psychological. So I put this white out, and I think white you can go back and I just wanna highlight maybe some of these spots that I'm seeing, because that is a lot of blue, right? So maybe it. I'm just gonna put it on. What I was getting to really like about using this pen pastel is just the sponge alone was fun. I was like, oh, I like that little sponge. That's nice.
Can you mix
So-
pastel with other mediums?
Yeah, like watercolor and acrylic, I suppose. If you did like a thin wash of whatever, yeah.
On top or underneath?
I really enjoyed Lorinda, her demo. I loved watching that. She used ink,
That
I
acrylic
believe,
ink.
didn't she? Yeah. I thought
I
that
ran
was
out of
great.
them.
I did too.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't used it yet, but I want
It's
to.
fun.
Yeah, you have? You used it,
A
good.
little bit.
If anyone hasn't seen Lorinda's, that was with the international show. It's linked into the website on YouTube. It's available. Are you still using the sponge?
I'm still using the white with the sponge. And it's nice, it's fun.
So the white is giving you more definition?
I think so, yeah, for me, I need just a little bit more definition on that.
They come in many shapes and sizes too, sponges.
Maybe I'm using too much white, but I don't know. You can always change that, right? Might help to break up some of the bigger shapes. So there's that. And I also like, I don't know, everybody's probably got favorite pastels or whatever, but there's a color, let's see, where is it? Oh, I think it's this one. I think it was an old cellular pastel that I had, but there's something about this yellow. It seems to work nice in skies, or it just kind of brightens everything. There. So I think it's not too harsh. It seems just right. This has to be pushed down a notch. Sorry, I'm mumbling. I'm just trying to find the right color. Trying to find the right color, I think, takes more time than actually doing it, right? Maybe it's this. It's such a turquoise color. I don't want to lose that turquoise feel. Oh, maybe I should use this one. I just thought it.
So you don't keep them organized or anything?
No.
Any stuff lists?
I don't.
That's his girl.
No.
That's pretty bright, but
Works.
okay.
Step up.
As long as it works. And then this is great. There's a, this gray is nice. I don't know why I like this gray so much in the new pastel. I think it just gives like a nice neutral to anything you want, like if you really feel something needs a non kind of descript warm gray. Kind of works. And there it is. So I'm gonna use this blue again. Have a little bit more fun with that, but I think it needs a little bit of plum or something in here. Okay, I gotta find that right color. Try this, I think. It's kind of dark. So I think I'm gonna save this. I think I'm feeling the need to smooth. I'm gonna try this alcohol again down below here. I got a lot of pastel on here and seems like it's doing like the same texture a little bit too much. So maybe this will change things up a little bit. And then I can go back over it if I want.
So did you just wipe out everything you just did down there?
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
I did.
I was thinking if I
kinda
did
did.
that whole, this is where I would crumple it up and throw it away.
I know.
And start again.
I'm looking at that going, wow, I thought it looked pretty
Chris
good.
doesn't give up.
So, I know, sometimes
Does
you
rounded though. It's some gravity there.
work down here a little bit more. Because I feel like I'm not using quite enough pastel down here, so I kind of forgot about it, which happens when you get, so you work, and then you go, oh yeah, I kind of forgot about that.
It's a completely different painting.
Yep. So I wanted to put this here. It's a little bit wet still, so I'm gonna wait for down here anyway, but I could probably work with this a little bit. That's not right. Let's try lighter blue here. I know. So this has a different tone. Get another kind of blue. Get in here. Not to get some light.
What?
Light in here.
We're here, Christine.
I'm sorry, I got crazy.
We're here, but we're not.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are gonna fall asleep on me. Which is fine, then you won't see what I'm doing.
I'm not watching.
So, I really like this cloud here, and I'm trying to get that movement and kind of struggling with it, but maybe I can whisk that in right the way I want it.
Chris, at what point when you're doing a pastel, do you find yourself, I guess, stepping back more?
Yeah,
and
well,
looking at it? Is
I
it
do
more-
at home. I don't know why I'm not doing it here.
Yeah, I kind of wondered, because,
Yeah, I'll step back.
no, I don't, I'm not trying to change what you're
Oh,
doing.
yeah. I see what I'm doing now.
Usually I walk into your studio and it's half done, or it's done, or I
Right.
don't see you at work doing it.
Oh, right.
Chris and I are usually sharing a glass of wine down in the kitchen.
Right, yeah, we do. Yeah, I know. It's not like you're seeing it being done. You're seeing the piece in my studio.
Yeah. Next time we'll bring the wine upstairs and I'll sit there.
Oh, you want to watch me do? You want to watch me paint?
I'm Chris's sister-in-law, Lynn, by the way.
When are you an artist too?
You. Her and I both fail stick people in communication of her husband and sister.
My brother.
Yeah.
No, the creative gene did not pass from our mother.
No.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think we need to start them.
Yeah.
I've been to a wine painting class.
So I feel like I'm almost, I could keep playing with this, but I feel like I'm almost getting there at least. Like it's not I do need to fix this because that, you're like, okay, what is that, right? So that is a part that needs to be fixed down in here because I've been ignoring that a lot. So I like this reddish color, but I don't know if I'll use it so much.
Oh, what you just added was one.
I did. I added a red. Well, I added. I'm not sure what this is. Yeah, it's pretty red.
Looks fun.
But I had this really beautiful dark green, and I don't know where it went. But it was like just the most darkest green that I've ever seen. And I don't. Probably because my pastels are so dirty, I can't see them. Really. So maybe if I use this. This is sort of an edge. It's gonna start. And then I think I need something to show a little distance, maybe not that gray, because that won't work. Need some kind of light, this mauve. So there's a little bit of mauve in there. So really, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I just put a little bit of mauve in there just to brighten it up a little bit. And you know, this needs something,
Wow.
right? I mean, it just needs something. Let's see. And that's kind of a big in there. Let me see if I can send this up color.
You find it harder to be creative when the stereo isn't cranked up?
Oh.
It's awful quiet in here right now.
I know,
Notice
I
drives you out
know.
of
We'll start from
the
the
studio and
I
the
know.
outside.
That's so
Floor's
true.
shaking and-
I
Yeah.
forgot to mention that. That's true.
Is different type of music though, add or change it?
It can, I mean, but
What do you listen to?
Oh.
I really like a lot of I don't know. I guess it's a mixture. It's a mixture. Can be anything. What do I listen to? I'm trying to think.
Oh, when you have your friend over
I don't
meeting, you always
know.
start out
Oh,
with
ABBA.
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 That's
Yes.
the little-
Dancing Queen.
Yeah, Dancing Queen. Her friend teaches art in a community college down in New Hampshire, and they usually get together weekly. And every time I hear that crank it,
Every time.
and then it just goes off to different things.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we listen to all kinds of music. I like, really like ABBA though. It does. It's very mood oriented for painting. You can just really dance to it, and then really get some nice marks that way. But I like everything. I like Eric Clapton's, Stevie Ray Vaughan, you know, the usual. Bluesy kind of music I love.
Volume. We're behind you, Christine, it's hard to hear you.
Oh, sorry. Anything bluesy, you know, or, you know, any kind of music like that. So I don't know what this is really looking like until I do probably step back from it. But it's sort of a, yeah, I know. And tell me when my time's up. I don't want to keep you as, you know, as
You still have an hour.
Oh my gosh, maybe I need to do another one.
Time for a Ruffles break, huh?
Ruffles spray. Did you get some?
I did.
Oh,
Two bags
so
of
sweet.
Ruffles and a Humpty Dumpty Ripple and I got a couple of
Aw.
different dips, so we're covered. Couldn't
All
find-
right, you're great.
You
Once
provide the
again.
ruffles, I'll provide the wine.
There you go. Or if you're my place, plenty in the fridge.
I like that. I love the feel of the skip of the pastel too. Like even these new pastels, when you get, when you get angular with them, they're so, I don't know, they skip around nice on the paper.
Do you have a favorite brand or type?
Which pastel brand? Or,
Right. Do you have a favorite pastel brand, favorite?
I don't know, I guess I just keep going back to my 80s set, the Simulaire. I just love it. They're so soft and great.
You still have some of those left?
I do, but they're all in pebbles. So what I have to do, I got some new ones.
Yeah, Brian getting one?
Oh,
I've heard of it.
Sennelier, right?
They're beautiful colors.
Right. They are. They're just so vibrant and they're so soft and wonderful. Now, let me see this. So I practiced this scene at home, and I did a similar pastel at home, but I'm wondering how similar. Like, it'd be interesting to see if it is similar at all, or if it's whole new kind of.
We can bring that one up.
I might have brought it, yeah, I think I did, just to see for myself. And now I feel like that's a little bit too dark at the top, so I'm gonna step back and look to see if I like that. I think it needs to it looks messy to me, so I think I want to feel a little bit of the smoothness in some areas.
Maybe in here.
So
Right.
I could use this, kind of go back to that if that works. Sometimes it's like the lightest touch and you can like take it right off the paper if you're not too careful.
Would you go over to the top of all those layers with alcohol, or do you just typically keep that on the under layers?
You mean up here?
Yeah.
I can go back with the alcohol on that. I could. I was almost thinking maybe I should.
At
But-
this stage?
Yeah, even at this stage, yeah.
Wow.
It makes
You
a
are so
paste.
brave.
Yeah.
It makes a paste. Oh, I'll try it. It makes it paste and I sometimes get a good result, sometimes not, you know.
Like, I wonder if it was at all.
So this is a risk.
Yeah, it's dark, but it also allows you to add more.
Well, and I'm trying not to like flood it with the alcohol either, you know? So maybe it will give it a darker, smoother feel. Because I feel like it needs something, right? It needs like some kind of darkness up here. But I think I have to wait for that to dry out because it's almost like I need even more pastel to make that really be a paste that I like. I lost my image.
There.
Not that I shouldn't be using it at this point. I shouldn't need the image really, because I kind of have, you know, the basics in there. For whatever reason, you still want it. You're still like, oh, it's my crotch, I need that. But you really don't. So that looks funny. So maybe that didn't work this time. But I can always just wait for it to dry a little bit, or try to move in some of this. Yeah. Well, you do get somewhat of a texture. You do that. Yeah, it's pretty wet.
Finger painting, yeah.
Filling in to try to. Really like, is it this one? Try this one. You can always work down here if the other is too wet. So back here, a little bit more blue. And then- And gray blue. Try that. This kind of blue. And I keep seeing like a little bit of this, a little bit of a rose in here too, so maybe I'm seeing way too much, which I tend to do once in a while. I get carried away, but I don't know. If it doesn't work, then you can always get rid of it. And that would work. Just try to find it. Hmm. Anyway, I think that's, and then I'm just gonna fix this up here, I think, because it really does need help a little bit. That's kind of too light, so I don't want that. Try this one. That's nice. Nice and vivid. Nice vivid blue. Over with a little bit of this again to blend it in. Whoop. Really, this is a very flimsy easel and I never use it for what this kind of setup. Like if I'm out painting outside, I don't use this heavy board and I don't need that. So then that makes my easel a little bit more sturdy, which is nice. End. Does it need anything else, or does it not need certain things? That's the question, right?
Are there times when you leave a pastel and, you know, leave it for another day or something to come back and
Yeah.
look at it again?
Yeah. Oh, I seldom finish one in one day. I mean, I always, usually, it takes me a few days to do that, you know, to. But sometimes I don't want to leave it and I get very impatient or overly excited. So I want to keep working. But especially if I'm outside, because you only have so long to do something and it's frustrating when you don't have that extra time to really work. So I'm trying to still keep it fresh without, you know, I don't want to over mark it, or it's got a million marks, but I mean, I don't want to overwork so I lose all my paper. So, I mean, I still could keep working, but, I don't know if I.
Lose your paper? In what
Yeah,
sense? The tooth or the
yeah,
like-
there's just this nice, in some areas, some nice thinner areas where, you know, you don't see like a ton of layering, which I kind of like. I like the mixture of that with heavy, you know. But I feel like you can overwork a piece too, lots of times by just, you know, you keep going over it, and then you just kind of lost a lot of your essential, what you want to really say about it, I think. Because, I don't know, I enjoy looking at I think probably this feels a little off to me, so I might want to thin that down just a little bit. Like, I feel like it's a little thick in here with this blue.
What are you using to thin it down?
All I did was just take a lighter color. It seemed too heavy and it was dragging in a little bit too much. So it might just be, I don't know, it might just be the shape. Sometimes that's true too. You have a shape that doesn't quite work or it doesn't feel right. There, I think that might be a little bit better, even though I made that bigger in a way. Sort of like little jeweled areas. Pastels like that, to me, has like a nice, I don't know, just special quality to it. Let's see. Could it use more grays? Well, that's a possibility, you know, versus it being kind of chromatic. It could use more grays, I suppose, but I think, I think it's okay for what I'm trying to do.
Just for the record,
Yeah,
so you know for your own, you've been working an hour.
yeah. All right. So usually what I do, like I'd say at this point with this one, is I would just kind of keep, you know, looking and seeing like what's maybe out of balance or what I could do to make it better by adding or taking away or whatever. But it's mostly done because it's, I don't know, I feel like the movement's there. I know, it's pretty preliminary, but I think it's mostly done. For what?
Christina, would you show us the other one so we could look at both of them?
Sure. Sure, I can do that. I mean, it might get boring for you to just watch me go dot, dot, dot. Because I slow down towards the end, you know, and I don't want to bore anybody with that, so. Yeah, I think this kind of, maybe I need it all over. a color here.
When you say it's mostly done, is it
Yeah.
something you like kind of stop
think-
and maybe
I
come
think
back to it
so.
the next day or something like
Yeah,
that?
definitely, yeah. Yeah, I think so, because I should do that. Even though you think it's done, you may step away from it and go, oh, heck no, that looks terrible, that's not done at all. I need to change this, this, and this. But then you might just wanna do another one and not worry about it and just go on to the next. Oh.
So Christina, you use a lot of very thick layers.
Oh.
How do you make it stick? Do you spray?
No, I just leave it.
It just stays, it
Yeah.
just stays?
It does, for the most part. I've framed them and you can see some dust on the bottom, but not terrible, No, I don't usually use anything.
You don't put a fixative on?
No,
Oh.
I don't even bother. No, probably should, but.
But you take it outside and knock it, or not?
I just tap it when I'm done, like I have one of those nice air things, and I just hold it, tilt it, and just tap it so that the dust will fall down into that little, that little air thing that I have for pastel. It's nice.
And why is it you don't like using a fixative on it afterwards?
Because it changes the color, and one time I used a fixative and I wrecked my pastel from it. So ever since then, I just, oh no, I'll
So
pass
how do you
on.
transport them?
Carefully.
Yeah, I mean, so far so good. Larry sometimes, he flies mine to, like Colorado. He was getting a lot of trips in Colorado, which was really good because I joined their show and one of mine got accepted, so he flew it down.
Wow. Framed or unframed?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Okay.
completed piece.
I was lucky I had enough room. It was I could just fit it up in the cockpit and that was it. It was a tight fit.
That was handy.
I was pretty nervous.
In
It's
the
not
cockpit,
like
oh, so
doing
you're a pilot. I get it.
Scared.
And Chris, you do all your framing yourself at home, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Do you have a
started doing
favorite
that.
frame house that you use?
What do I use? I use Frame Destination sometimes.
Framing Destination?
Yeah.
Frame Destination. That was the online.
Yeah.
stuff up. And I can't think.
And
what
then
was the
there's
other
another
place?
one too. I forgot. I'll think of it.
Might be on your tablet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like two places and then we get some of the, I think we've gotten glass from some before, but most of the time it works out good to go to, a local framer because the frames are just, when the piece drops in, it's just a hair off sometimes.
Yeah.
And a lot of shops will cut to exact, so nothing moves around or anything
Yeah.
like that. And it's similar pricing on that. The frames, it's way better deal online. I mean, she's had a few pieces framed at the shop down in Saco, and these are other ones that are owned by Hannaford out there by back bay.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
They've cut glass for it, done that. Did a nice job.
Casco Bay frame.
Yeah, that's it. For a lot of it, you get a lot of stuff online. Interesting, the two of us working together to put something in a frame.
Oh, that was, yeah.
It was.
No, don't turn it
We've
this
gotten
way.
better.
Turn it that way.
Yeah.
No, don't. It was bad.
Insane. It's a lot of stop going on. Don't.
Oh, yeah.
Do you mat your works, Christina?
I never have. There's some that I think could use a mat, so, but I don't know, I talk myself out of it every time.
Use spacers?
Yeah, that is, yep, that is what I use.
So that's about a 12 by 18 that you're working on, do you know?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I had to order the paper, because usually I get, you know, I work on the boards, not the paper. And, but for this, I'm like, well, I don't need a board, I could use paper. And also if I paint outside, I realized I had none left for painting outside. So I use paper, you know, when I work outside for plein air.
Now, how do you get it mounted on a board, on
Well,
a finished piece?
Usually they're not big.
Yeah.
So what I do is I just press the pastel in a frame. I just press the glass right over it.
Without the spacer.
Yeah, without spacers. Because they're small and they're not, you know, I don't think that they're gonna curl or do anything odd that way, so.
The larger ones, we've done on board. I've never done one with frame up on paper before, I don't think. One was directly under the glass.
So, do you think, what do you think? Is that sort of done? Or would you say it needs lots and lots of help?
What weight is that paper?
This is, I'm not sure, well, it's the standard 400 grit, so, yeah. So it works nice with pastel, really does. Now, I think upon looking at this, I think I might later on figure out how I'm gonna make this a little bit more, I don't know. I could simplify some marks in here, maybe, because it seems like it might be a little contracted with too many. So maybe I would just kind of do that. Maybe pull some of this gray down. Just kind of, you know what I mean? Figure out like, okay, where do I want my lights and darks there? Or color. Because I want to tie it in. I don't want it to feel like it's in some weird limbo. But sometimes you get hooked on what the paper and the under layer color is, and you don't want to get rid of it. So I run into that a lot of times where it's like, oh, if I do this, then I'm getting rid of something else. But it's a trade-off, you know, that you have to take the chance to see if it works or if it doesn't, I guess, and be happy. So thanks for being so patient with me through this this demonstration. If it feels like one, I don't know. Okay. I'm thinking that.
This is a little sedate for you. You usually, yeah.
I'm sedated
You know,
today.
if we look at your paintings out there, they're in here.
Oh.
They're outside. They're outside.
So, there's so much color and movement.
Oh,
This is a little.
this is like calmer to you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Maybe it's because I used a lot of blue, you know, and I don't know. I'm thinking maybe it's because of that.
Well, look what you're wearing.
Maybe it's kind of like yeah, maybe it's kind of monochrome, you know? That could be. I don't.
It has a lot of movement, it's
I
wonderful.
added orange, but
It is very nice. And you have a blue sweater on too.
I do.
Winter blue.
I'm matching my bluey. I'm in my blue period, I guess. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So, I don't know what that looks like from a distance so much. Maybe I don't want to know.
Take a peek.
Yeah, all right, I'm down here.
Lots of movement, yeah. Lots of movement.
Yeah, there is lots of movement in that, which is what I
wanted to achieve.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe the color value on the lower part could be lighter or brighter, but.
I like the look.
Yeah.
Christine, we have
Oh, okay, if you wanna see it, no, I worked and I did the same scene, like I said, was it a couple of days ago? And, it's the same size, so, and who knows if it's similar or if it's, but I had, you know, I probably had more time, I don't think I did it that quick. But, I don't know if you guys can see it.
Wow.
So that was that one. So say they're very similar.
They're different.
I'll be darned, look at that.
They're both exciting.
Yeah, they're
Both high energy.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
The one on the right is a fuzz more subdued.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to remain calm while doing it.
They're like moments in time.
Yeah.
Yes.
The second one could be
10 minutes
earlier
later.
or later, yeah.
That's true, exactly.
Right.
You know they're the same place.
Yeah.
And, but it's changing.
You
How
can
long
have
did it take
two
you to
people
do the
sitting
one on the
100 feet
left?
apart.
I did it in, I wanna say maybe 4 hours or 3.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I did it in an afternoon, so I remember going up in the afternoon and then I was done at 4. So, yeah, I think I got the shape more in the other one. The whole shape is just better and,
The one on the left?
yeah. I mean, it's more vibrant because I really pushed the lights and the darks. And I think that's what's missing on the other one. There's not, you know, I try to go dark on that upper part, but it still needs a lot of, you know, peach. I think peach is the word, to really bring out those turns in the clouds. Mhm.
You know, it feels like, when you're at the beach like this, how just 2 or 3 minutes can change the light in the sky. And it feels like we're like a few minutes after the one on the left.
Yeah, it does. And a lot of that too is probably what I was going by. I have that monitor and everything's brighter. And I
Yeah.
can really see the crispness of what I'm seeing. And then on that little tablet, it's dull. Like it's not gonna give me a really nice photograph, a reference photograph. So, and I suppose for, like, even for everyone, you know, it's hard to really memorize, but you can try. But when you have that photo that really works, then it does, I guess it makes a difference.
Well, they're both beautiful.
They are.
Yeah, they are.
You still have a lot of, you know, you have a great feeling in each of those, really.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Does it look different after it's drying with the alcohol?
Well, it's already dried right now,
Okay.
so it doesn't take long, and that's the reason why you know, we would choose to use alcohol is because it dries a lot faster than, like, say, water or something like that. So it's just, yeah, you put it on and you really only have to wait a few minutes and then it dries.
So the color will not change?
Right. Yeah, the color won't change at all. It's done changing, so it's fine. Unless I work on it more, right?
Thank you.
Very
Thank you.
So pleased.